What if Minecraft had drones? Hello again, and welcome back to What If, the series where I personally write a custom Minecraft mod for every episode just to explore some new ideas and possibilities. Today, we're going to try out some new technology that has to do with moving items around. Now, as you all know, Minecraft has had a long history of different ways to move items. There, of course, has always been our flowing water. Then we got hoppers, and they were pretty amazing. There's always been various forms of item elevators, and of course, there's slime blocks to launch our items around randomly just for fun. And you know, I gotta say, I don't mind these options. I think they're pretty good. However, I feel it's time for a better endgame solution to item logistics. Something that, frankly, spoils us a bit. I want it to be something that's flexible, efficient, and most importantly, fun. And I'm okay with it being crazy expensive to craft. So I'd like to propose that we add drones to Minecraft. These flying creations would be the ultimate solution for item transportation. They would specialize in picking items up and moving them wherever we want. But hold on. Let's back it up first. All right, good. Now, when I first came up with this concept, the first question I had was, what style of drone should we go with? I mean, a robotic sci-fi sort of drone just doesn't seem to fit with the Minecraft world, so I avoided that one. So then I considered a propeller-based drone, but with more of a steampunk sort of feel. Something like this concept here really started to resonate with me, and while it felt a bit more Minecraft-y, something just didn't feel right. In the end, I wanted something more organic. So I started thinking, what in Minecraft floats? What flies around? That would be a shulker bullet, of course. Shulker bullets are the source of levitation. I mean, they can fly in any direction, and they're very endgame content. So what if we could capture a shulker bullet? And what I mean is, keep it from ever expiring and instead harness its powers of levitation. So maybe we could obtain a shulker bullet as an item by simply snatching it out of mid-air. Just hold an empty glass bottle in your hand and left-click it before it hits you. Bam! Levitation in a bottle. Alright, so let's get back to our drone. We need a recipe for it now. So we've got our source of flight with the captured shulker bullets, so let's add in 4 of those. And for the main body, let's add 5 shulker shells. These obviously fit with the shulker bullet theme, and also make the drone quite expensive to build, which is very much intentional. And there you go. One drone ready to go for all your item automation needs. Okay, so now we got this endgame super expensive item. What are we gonna do with it? Well, I was thinking the drone should have a couple of modes it could work in. So the first mode is what I would call fetch mode. All you gotta do is right click on your drone to launch it into flight. You can see the drone resembles the shulker shells that we used to craft it, and is also powered by the shulker bullets attached underneath it. Now in this mode, the drone will auto-follow you wherever you go and stick close by. And while it's doing this, it's going to constantly seek out nearby items to fetch for you. If it finds any within range, it's going to dart out and pick them up and quickly return them back to you, dropping them in your inventory. This can be incredibly useful in a few situations. For instance, if you're out hunting animals or monsters, it'll go out and fetch all their drops for you automatically without you even having to think about it. And it can be especially useful for those items that sometimes aren't so easy to get to. What, you want multiple drones? Go nuts. Their AI is going to coordinate their pickups as a group. No 2 drones are going to attempt to pick up the same item stack. And when you're all done with your drone, simply punch it out of the sky above your head and it'll drop back in your inventory. Now what if we introduce a docking pad for the drone? Something to serve as its home. You can put your drone into the docking pad and it'll always return here when it has no work to do. However, if you right-click on top of the docking pad, the drone will wake up and work in fetch mode. The only difference this time is it will use the docking pad as its item return location. Now this, of course, is incredibly useful for automating the pickup of items from just about any type of mob farm. Larger farms, of course, might need multiple drones, each with their own docking pad, but let's be honest, that just makes it even cooler. Each docking pad can hold up to 5 stacks of items, and a hopper below it can pull the items out just like any other inventory block in the game. So this is all pretty amazing, but we're just getting warmed up here. I want these drones to be able to move items around my base, so we need to add a few more entity types. Let's add a supply pad and a request pad. These two guys are going to tell your drones how you want to move your items around your base. And yes, my blocks are massive. Thank you for noticing. The request pad can be configured to accept certain types of items. Any item placed in this top row up here will signify that that type of item should be delivered to this request pad. Now the supply block is a simple block that can hold up to 5 stacks of items. It can be fed with a hopper, just like any other item block. And it also represents the point of pickup where drones can pick up items. Now, a supply pad can see request pads up to 32 blocks away. So what will happen is nearby drones are going to look for supply pads that have an item in it that is also being requested by a nearby request pad. And if it finds it, it is going to deliver it. And when it's done, it will return home and wait for the next job. Now, one drone can do many different types of item deliveries. Your only limitation is pickup and delivery speed, but the entire process scales up quite well by just throwing more drones and more docking pads at the problem. Now, when you put all this stuff together, things can get pretty complex. Here's a fairly advanced little system I put together. Items are going to fall from the sky over there, be picked up and automatically sorted into the correct color-coded chest here. So what we have is 4 request pads. Each one of these is requesting the colored wool that you see on the ground in front of it here. They are being pulled, or the items will be pulled out from a hopper and put into the chest here. We have 3 drones that are in docked mode over here, waiting jobs. We have 4 supply chests over here that are being hopper fed, and those hoppers are pulling out of docking pads, and we have 4 drones sitting on those docking pads. And we're going to put these docking pads in fetch mode here. They're all going to take off and start looking for items now. Now, up here, I've got just a simple dropper system that is going to randomly spew colors out of the sky here, and this should be very cool. The drones are going to actively go pick up all the items, and when they do, the items are going to feed into these supply pads, which these other drones are going to pick up and put in the corresponding colored chests. Insanely cool stuff. Obviously, they can't keep up here. I would have to add more to stick up with this rate, but you get the idea here. One set of drones dedicated to picking up the items, another set of drones dedicated to delivering them and auto-sorting them where they need to go. Pretty amazing stuff. Now, you might be thinking this is all great, but 32 blocks isn't very far. Well, I definitely agree. To solve that, I could have had the drones do advanced long-distance pathfinding and deliver items far away, but that would have been really hard on the server, and more importantly, I didn't think it would be that much fun. So that is why I introduced the flight point. This little guy serves as a waypoint for your drones and helps navigate them across long distances. When you place a flight point down, it checks for other nearby flight points as well as all pad types within 32 blocks. If it has line of sight to any of them, it adds that connection as an acceptable drone path. Many flight points placed in precise locations will form a connected network that will guide your drones around obstacles and get them to their destinations. Think of them as a connectivity graph of acceptable paths for your drones to travel. So now drones only need very basic pathfinding to fly straight lines between flight points. And setting up these flight points in clever locations is honestly part of the fun. So now your drones can deliver items from any supply pad to any request pad within the radius of the loaded chunks. We now have sleek, fun, long-distance item delivery. Or at least we could have it if they were added to the game. So tell me, how many drones would you have flying around your base? What features would you like to see added to them? I mean, honestly, the possibilities here are pretty endless, but always consider what would be balancing to the game without being too cheaty. But let me hear your thoughts, please. Leave me a comment. And if you enjoyed checking out drones with me, please do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you're looking forward to the next What If episode, then be sure to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.